Hey everybody, Jason here. Good morning, good morning. So a couple housekeeping things I want to get out of the way real quick. Later today I should find out when we're having the CPA on. So if you guys have any questions for her at all, I have quite a few on the original video I did, just letting you guys know that we're having her on. And I guess if you guys want to leave them here too as well, that would be cool. I'll leave a link to the original video if you'd be so kind to click over there and leave them on that one, just so I have them all in one place. She wants to be able to do the research on the front end and just to make sure she has concise answers for everything. So secondly, thanks for the early thumbs up. Appreciate you guys. So I've been getting a lot of super basic questions about just, hey, how do I open up a put credit spread? What does it mean? Obviously I've done, or maybe not obvious to a lot of people, but I've done so many videos on it and just doing them live. But I'll do one live here. And the second question I get is about rolling them out, how and when, etc. So I'll do that as well. I'll do it with the same exact one, so you can see what that looks like. So let's take a look at Tesla. So the ideal time for me always is when the stock is dropping. That's when I see maximum premium, just because it's showing some volatility and it's closer to the strike prices that I want to sell wherever they may be. So first thing I'm going to do is, I wish it didn't start bouncing back up now. I'm going to do one that's too close, and then I'm going to roll it out, at least too close for me. So what we're going to do is we'll just go to, yeah, tomorrow's like too ridiculous. I feel like that could move too quickly before we could even mess with it. So we'll go to March 5th, and we'll go way below the strike price here. So we'll do like, let's see, the 645. We already have that guy open. And let's look for, that's barely going to be any credit. But let's do a 655. 650. So we'll collect $75 about for this guy. And if you didn't catch what I just did, I'm getting so used to kind of going on autopilot on it. So what I'm doing, I'm hitting my top strike price. I'm making sure, let me grab my pen. Making sure that sell is selected. So up here, sell is selected. Clicking on my 655, and I switch over to buy. Go to the lower one, hit buy. Make sure you're doing them in that order. Otherwise, you're buying or you're opening up a debit spread instead, and that's fine as long as you are bearish on the stock. So after that, we'll go down here to the arrow, see the approximate credit. People also have been asking, like, how do you get filled when you're doing this so quickly? So I'll usually go below it a little bit just so the fill happens pretty quickly. So we'll open one of these, and is that 40? And let's see if we can get the 75. Now, opening this up and then moving it is definitely not ideal, because I'm going to get some slippage here, which is just the difference between what somebody is willing to sell a contract for and what I'm willing to buy it for. All right, so now that is open. So first, let's take a look at what we just opened. So what does this mean now? This means we have, if we look at the difference in the two strike prices here, 655 and 650, $5 strike difference on a put credit spread. That's going to mean that we have to put up that $5 times 100 contracts, so $500. That's our collateral that Robinhood is going to hold aside until we close this thing out. Like, we can roll it, but they'll still be holding that same $500. So that is basically locked up. The $75 that we got, that's our cash. We can keep it. So our maximum loss on this is going to be the $500 that we put aside just in case things go against us, minus the 75 that we received. So that's an easy that's 425 is our maximum loss on this play right now. Now, fast forward a little bit. Let's say whatever's happening with Tesla, maybe it's gone down a bit or down a lot, has been the case recently. And let's say we just don't like where it's at. So we can go back in and we can actually just roll this out, and we can roll it down a little bit and usually take in even more credit. So we will, I need to remember to do this just step by step here. Trade, view all options. We'll go to the date that we just opened this, or wherever it is. Now we need to go find it. Here's our 655, our 650. So we can hit buy, and we're buying back the one that we're negative. So that's how you close something out, right? If you sold it, you buy it back. And if you bought it, you sell it back. So now basically we're even. Now you could just close it at this point and then reopen another one. I want to keep my place as far as where the stock price is, and I want to be able to move it all at once. So I didn't think about that, but I get a lot of messages about, hey, I'm not getting filled when I'm trying to roll it. You could just close this. So I could just go now and hit continue and then close it, and I'd pay $70 to close this. And then just open up your next one. So generally I like to be about 4 to 6 weeks out on most of my spreads. Just gives me more time to manage it should things go against us. And recently I'm very happy that I did that. So now we'll go a couple more weeks out, and we still have those two selected. So let's see, let's make sure this has $5 increments. Okay, this does, right? Yeah. So 655, 650. Let's just check out for a minute that's about $1. It's about $1 credit. So let's say I now want to move it down. I'm moving it out 2 weeks, and I'm down, and I'm moving it down in strike price, another $15. So you can see this is the total move. I'm basically closing these two out on March 5th, and then I'm opening these up. So I've moved my spread down, which is going to be safer, and I moved it out, which is going to be safer. The more time you have. I mean, the more time, in theory, not as safe, just because it has more time to move, whether that's with you or against you. But it gives me more time to manage it, and just my overall thesis of being bullish on Tesla. So now you can see we actually get paid for this move, which is super cool, because if you're getting uncomfortable and somebody pays you because you're uncomfortable, awesome. Like if we let it just expire in a couple days, we could have our collateral back and potentially open a new one. But this is going to be like a defensive move for us. But we'll go ahead and do that. So now we'll just hit 1. And let's see, which way is that moving down a little bit? And when you're watching this price here, you can kind of see it go up and down. And generally, you're going to have to be kind of in the middle or a little bit to the low side to be able to get filled relatively quickly. Since I'm seeing 35, 32, I'm just going to try it for 32. Oh, and let me back up there one more time, because I just do this so quickly. 32. And we always, if you're expecting a credit. There's some situations where you would pay a debit, just depending on how far down you're wanting to move the guy, or if it's in the money. So we'll see if we can get our $32 here. We got our $32. So now we've successfully rolled it out and down, collected additional credit. So it's that same $500 collateral that we basically moved. So we're going to have to wait longer if we wanted to let it expire to be able to collect it back. But now we collected the original 75 plus an extra $32. So this would have been the same thing as opening this originally for $107 because the 32 plus is 75. And now we have more time to manage it, and it's at a lower strike price. So hopefully this is helpful and it makes some sense. I know everybody's always curious. We'll check for you, so you don't even have to ask how the Rolls Royce is doing. Oh boy. Yep. We're only up 16% on it. 16%. Holy smokes. Well, we'll hope that bounces back. All right, guys, I hope this answers some of the basic questions. Let me just reiterate just one more time on where we're at now with that play that we just did. So where did we end up? We had this is the one we ended up with, 640, 635. Now what it means, Robinhood still has our $500 collateral because the $5 difference between the 640 and the 635. We've collected $107 premium. So that's in our account. That's our cash. Maximum loss on this now will be just a little under $400, like $393. And our choices from here is we close it out if we'd like to. We can let it expire worthless, or we can roll it out. So you guys just saw the rollout. When this number starts to go down, 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 that's how much you have to pay to close it. So let's say this goes down to 10 cents. That means you've collected 107 and you can get rid of it and get your collateral back for that 10 cents. And for that, just hit trade and then you go to close. I'm not going to do that because I want that open. Or by that date, if Tesla is $700 and that spread is down there, you can just let it expire. You just keep 100% of your collateral, or keep 100% of your premium, and then your collateral that they're holding aside, that $500, you get it back. All right. Well, hope that's helpful. Hope that answered some basic questions for somebody somewhere. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day, and let's make a lot of money.